Hello viewers, my name is Anup Gehani and I represent a company called Excel Engineering Services. We provide design services and training to various industries like oil and gas, food, pharma and automotive sectors. This is the first video from the session of Solid Edge Learning. I hope you guys have lots of fun learning it and make good use of it. When you start Solid Edge, this is the first interface that is available to you. It is from here that you will need to select a correct module based upon your application. In Solid Edge, you can create a part using a part modeling, create assemblies using the parts we have created, create drawing of the parts which are called as detailed drawings, or create assembly drawings from the assemblies that you have created. Apart from this, there are various sub-modules and modules like surface, which is a sub-module of part modeling. You have a separate entity like sheet metal, frame design, piping and tubing, and the new wiring harness. We'll explore all this later, but we'll specifically target the first three which are key to any CAD or Solid Edge for time being, which are part modeling, assembly, and drafting. Let's explore each of these step by step using an example of nut, bolt, and washer assembly. For time being, we'll use any arbitrary values of the components. So we'll start by creating all the three parts individually using the part module or the part environment. So we click on ISO part and you will be greeted by a window which has a coordinate system, commands which take care of the 3D, and other tabs which we will discuss as and when encountered. The first thing you need to do is make sure the base planes are visible. Base planes are like a piece of paper on which you will be creating your sketches. Without papers you cannot sketch. Solid Edge template basically supplies you with three datum planes. Let's take sketch command, select any of the plane. For time being I am using a top plane and I will go ahead and use a polygon by center to create the bolt head. What I have done over here is after creating the bolt head, I have given it one dimension and a constraint. Now what are constraints and dimensions? We'll discuss this later once we start exploring part model in detail. I will also go ahead and make a sketch to represent the shank of the bolt. I will just edit the diameter of the bolt shank to 40 so I could remember the same while creating the nut. Just close the environment and again repeat it for nut. We'll use the same steps, show the planes, go inside the sketch, If you observe, in all the three components or parts have used a similar approach, which is what you will be using for most of your sketches or most of your parts. We create a sketch, we create an extrusion, we create a sketch or use some other features for some complex shapes. This is how we work, hence it is also called as feature-based modeling software. We'll explore all of these options later on when we discuss them in detail. So right now, don't worry, we'll come to all of this a little bit later in the next upcoming videos. The intent of this video is just to understand what all of the three environments, that is part, assembly and drawing, do individually and how they work interdependently also. So we'll just go ahead and save washer. So now you see that we have created three components which are ready to go for assembly. At this point, I can also go ahead and start doing drafting for the individual components. But I would always like to check them before creating a drawing for their interferences and fouling, if any. So let's go and check or create an assembly from these three components. Now you see assembly environment is very similar to what was in part modeling. Again, your tab interface and your working window. But here you will find the commands have changed. Of course, you will need to relate one part to another with reference to its position or features. Now this is the area where we call this as a parts library because we drag and drop the parts which we have previously created. We'll just go to desktop ASM folder in which we have created our parts. We'll just drag and drop a bolt. We'll drag and drop a washer. Now we need to relate the position of both of these components. So I'm using this and the shaft, and also using the face of the washer to this. I'll escape. I'm using an escape key at the same time, and you'll use nut. And escape to come out. So you see, we have pretty easily created an assembly in Solid Edge. You will understand what are the all relations that have been applied if you could just go through bolt and find out here that a bolt is grounded first, an axial relation is applied with a washer, a mate relation is also applied with a washer, and an axial relation is applied with nut. Similarly, upon seeing the nut or selecting the nut, you will find an axial is applied with bolt and a mate is applied with washer. We'll again understand all this much later when we will be discussing our assembly sessions. We'll just go ahead and save it for time being. Now, coming back to the screen, we have three individual components or parts designed in part modeling. We have created an assembly from all these three components. We can go into drafting and create an assembly drawing and a part drawing. So let's go in ISO draft. So this is what a drafting environment would look like when you started. Of course, there may be some differences, like for example of the templates which I have used for my company, but you would find a solid edge template as seen here. Blank area where you would need to work. So in order to fetch the parts or assemblies, we will be using View Wizard. View Wizard also does multiple things like aligning your front view and what are the other views that you need and many other options. So let's go ahead and select assembly. Next, and here we can set the view that we want to be a master view or a front view, for example, if we are using all the other views. or having a pictorial view where I can see all the three parts clearly. In this view, I do not need the hidden lines, so I can just go ahead and hide them off. I can go ahead and add a part list. We can of course edit this list much later for including material and other data as and when required. We can create a new sheet within the same drawing to create the part drawings or the detailed drawings. We can add all the remaining components. And similarly for that. You can arrange this or use an alternate size sheet. We can go ahead and do the dimensioning. Well, now you see that very quickly we had created the parts, the assembly drawing, and the part drawings in Solid Edge. Alright friends, I hope you liked this video. Do click like on YouTube. Also you can visit us at our website, which is www.excelengineeringservices.com. The link of the same is as shown below the video. You can also meet us at Facebook and LinkedIn. We'll continue to upload such great videos in near future, covering the advanced topics as discussed. The upcoming videos will discuss part modeling in great details. So keep watching. Thank you.